As everyone knows, the CPUs in Mario Kart Wii aren't super competitive. They don't race with the newest strats, tech, or shortcuts. They just don't put in the time to learn, I guess. It's time to bring the CPUs to 2023 and teach them some new strats. Though unfortunately, the CPUs will never improve their skills or decision making, we have a variety of tools from the original code that we can use to help the CPUs take some of the current shortcuts. If you don't know much about Mario Kart Wii modding, here's a breakdown. Each track has the model, or the visuals that you see as you're racing. Each track has collision, which is what the car interacts with via the Mario Kart Wii physics engine. Additionally to these two, you can see that there are other objects that make up the skybox, trees, and other things that were not built into the original model for various reasons. And finally, we have the KMP. No idea what KMP stands for, but it dictates positions of items, movement of objects, and other elements that make the experience better. It also specifically dictates the computer's actions and routes. Thus, with a little tweaking, well, you'll see. Here's what we can do. Dictate mushroom usage. As you can see here in Mushroom Gorge, the CPU route split. The first point of this route is set to only be entered if the CPU has a mushroom. The second point has the CPU use that mushroom, which they use when they hit that point specifically. Allow a wheelie. For clips, the vehicle needs to wheelie. Unfortunately, we don't have a force wheelie option, but generally the CPUs will wheelie when they can. Incidentally, Mario Kart Wii has a native option to force the CPUs to only use bikes, which we'll take advantage of. Force a drift. Drifting has two elements, the initiation with a hop and the charging of a mini-turbo. We will have a setting to force a drift so we can use this to our advantage as we try to get our CPUs to hop later on. Additionally, we can also dictate the end of a drift, thus the usage of a mini-turbo. Optimize lines. Finally, simply the CPU routes are dictated by the direction to the next point, as well as the point size. We're going to try doing GBA Bowsers Castle 3 first. And the main shortcuts on this are just the BC3 shortcut and the BC3 Ultra shortcut. What we're going to do is come over here. Let's change this. Go to enemy paths. So you can see this is the normal enemy paths right here. But we have a 3-route split over here, and we're gonna move those back to here and use all of them. So first we're gonna set up a route for the Ultra. So have them approach from over here. First point we'll set to be requires mushroom. And then the second point we'll have them allow a wheelie. Move that up here. So hopefully then they'll wheelie right up to their mushroom. And then they'll hit right here, we'll reduce that down to 2, and they will use their mushroom as they fly off the corner here. About that. Oops. Let's look at it. Maybe over a bit. Yeah, something like that. Then we'll take a second route. And we'll have them come over here. And we'll do the same thing with it requires mushroom. Allow wheelie. And then use that mushroom. Unfortunately, the CPUs don't tend to they won't like go to every single point, stop and turn to go to another point. They sort of take an average. And so what we're gonna try and do over here is get them to hit the wall. and turn and go after it. Then what we'll also do is mess a bit with the respawn points. Actually, what's this connected to? So we're going to move this up a little bit. So then when they fail, they'll respawn back here. And get another try at it, I suppose. What else? Yeah, well, we'll give this a try. We'll see if anybody can make it. Actually, what we're gonna do is we can wait, so we're gonna give them multiple tries, so we'll actually move this back a little bit. So then they do move on to this point. But we're going to make our lap count 9. So then they have lots of tries. And we'll just see how it goes. Like, the goal of this video is to prove that they can do it, not to get them to do it every single try, because I think that would require more editing than is appropriate. Like, then I'd want to put in lots of mushroom boxes and stuff for them. But we'll try this, and if it doesn't work, then we'll throw in some mushroom boxes. So here we got our files loaded into our course. And we'll see if we can beat up the CPUs over there so we can get a good look at their attempts. Looks like we're getting about halfway. So it looks like nobody's really getting much of a clip off of that. So let's get back to the KMP editing. Okay, so I've made some drastic changes. As you can see, we have gotten to the point where I added a bunch of item boxes that should give them mushrooms once they respawn. I've also pointed the respawn point towards the shortcut, so maybe they can get the boost for after the respawn. The checkpoints are edited so that they will always go through this checkpoint and respawn right here. And then finally, I've tried to condense their paths a little bit and point them here towards the shortcut. Well, okay, that was decent. Oh, some of those are... Actually, those are all pretty good. One of these guys is gonna make it, finally. Maybe. I'll admit that this is the 4th iteration that I've made, but I decided to leave out the footage for the other parts. We just saw that guy use his mushroom. It's pretty good. I decided to end the wheeling. This is like the 4th iteration, but the other parts were boring, so we're skipping to this one, which I'm pretty sure is going to be successful with one of these guys who wheelies and mushrooms. Mushroomed. Anyway, we'll just sit here and watch it. Oh, or there it goes. So it's a bit unfortunate that it did require this much modification, that we needed to use a modified respawn, modified routes, as well as the addition of the item boxes there to give the CPUs mushrooms. And so I wouldn't say that this is a super practical mod for, you know, a permanent pack for offline play, especially since the CPUs can't take the shortcut as they're going, like, naturally. And so I'd say that this one's more of a bust than a success. Although it is proven that the CPUs can make the Bowsers Castle 3 basic turn skip shortcut thing. Thank you for watching. hopefully we'll have a better shortcut with better success next time. See you then.